Good evening. Good evening. It's your boy Clyde. It's been a long time since I've had the opportunity to come to speak to you guys from this role, but I am back. We've heard the nerds with mics, we've heard the talking heads, but you haven't heard the Sick Podcast Indie version yet. And so you're going to get that tonight. It's all things Anthony Richardson and where's this franchise going? Sammy, go ahead and bang that, please.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Anvil Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Absolutely is going to be a sick, but first, a word from our sponsor. It promises to be a month of tricks, treats, and of course, touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is the number one place to bet touchdowns. New to DraftKings, try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. This week, it's got to be Michael Pittman anytime, right? Got Flacco starting. That's what I think. What do you think, boys? Think like a good thing?
That is a good one.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that one.
Let's go.
Besides, Pittman is the next one on the fan base's hit list, so let's just get him out the way right now.
Fine, we'll go with Mike anytime, but that's all good. So here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That's code 6sports for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms or responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
Jesus, push-ups and cardio. DraftKings got me wore out. That's a lot to read. But
You're welcome.
happy Tuesday evening, Sick Podcast crew. Oh my goodness, unless you're living underneath a bus, there's a lot that's going on within the organization. And I'm sure you've heard from everyone down the line, whether it's Pat McAfee all the way down to your least favorite individual podcasts. That's not us because we're your favorite. But anywho, the nerds with mics and the talking heads that spoke, but we're going to talk tonight. So let's just get straight to it. Yeah, we lost the game 23-20. Who cares? Anthony Richardson and this organization. Boys, I just unpinned the grenade. The grenade is live.
Clyde, after that game, man, and I wrote my latest article, the tired, I ain't gonna lie, and post that up on the web. And I didn't post it up until Tuesday. I wrote it Sunday night, and the one that's up on the website is the sanitized version, I guess you could say. I took it from NC-17 down to a good, nice PG. So when I did it, I had no idea that they'd be sitting AR down. I still think he's the quarterback of the future. I still think we need to get the kid reps. I hate to see all the hatred come out. I think it's a smart move as long as we're discussing this. I think it's a smart move to sit him down, get his head right. I mean, all you guys played sports. I played sports. There's times when the coach just needs to grab you by the collar and sit your ass back down on the bench and go, you think about what you just did.
I was on the chess team, never played sport. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It's competitive chess, though.
You are stupid.
I am pretty solid in chess, but
heavy contact chess. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Clyde won't tell you about the competitive puzzle league he was in, so
Right. I will 500 you to death. Jigsaw warrior. Here we go, man. Okay, so we heard what Minnie has to say about that. He still thinks he's the quarterback of the future. I'm going to speak on what I don't believe going forward, but not yet. Is this more about continuous not so great play, or hey, the man subbed himself out, as they're saying, tapped out, whatever? Is it more about that because that's a shield thing? Oh my God, we embarrassed the league, we embarrassed the players, we got to do something within house so we don't look bad? Or is it more about the play? And
Can I jump in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you asked the direct question right to me.
Yeah.
Is the way I feel. Because I am so on the fence here. And I don't know which way I want to be angry at. I don't know if I want to be angry at the fact that they benched our so-called franchise quarterback, that from the beginning they said he only gets better with reps. His ceiling is high. We know he's raw, but he needs the reps. He's only going to get better with reps. We need him out on the field, but you bench him. Okay? That's one side of the fence. The other side of the fence for me is, yeah, he tapped out. Yeah, that is a no-no in this sport unless you just your damn leg is broke. And then there's players that's gone back in with broken bones.
Or your kidneys lacerated, or like Peyton Manning did years ago.
Yeah,
got
now
his jaw broke and came right back out.
I'm not saying he didn't have the right, to get a breather. But what I'm saying is there's a better way to get your breather and still be on the field.
Optics, huh?
So am I mad because they benched him because he's playing poorly? But we knew that. We knew that when we drafted him, that there was going to be a lot of lumps and bumps to get him up to par. And you benched him for what you knew, or are you benching him and making him take accountability for doing that?
That's the unknown.
These are the questions I don't have answers to, and this is why I'm on the fence, and I don't know which way to be mad at.
Oh, I know which way. I know
okay,
which way.
Chris, we definitely got to go to stall you out because they stalled you out on
So,
Twitter.
they don't want to hear from me, but they're gonna have to. So I'm going to say this is an absolute. This is front office malpractice. This is front office cowardice. This is completely contradictory to what you did when you drafted him. You drafted the rawest prospect you possibly could, knowing that you were going to be taking bumps on this road. And
bumps on bumps.
And mind you, that nothing that you did in the offseason signified that you were ready to make a run this year. And nothing that you did in terms of making sure that you were building the team. You put zero investment into the secondary. You just re-signed guys and said that was good enough. You didn't make sure that you put veterans in spots where you know that you may have younger guys where they could possibly go and benefit from that. And then you say, you know what, AR, go out there and do what you're going to do. Now, mind you, we want to talk about how bad AR played. Okay, well, you know what? You've put AR in terrible positions weeks 1 through 5. This man had to go out there and play with 39 minutes and 49 seconds of actual offensive play time between 2 games. You asked him, and mind you, we said we're going to give him snaps. We said he wouldn't give him development, but you gave him zero time to do that because rather than giving him snaps and development by making sure the defense was stout, you put him out there and you said, well, you know what? Forget all that right now. Go out there. We need you to go ahead and get us some quick points. We need you to go ahead and score because we just went down because the guy just gave up a touchdown. And then what you do after those first 2 weeks? All of a sudden, you can go ahead and stop the run, and then you gave up 300-plus yards every single week for the next 3 weeks. And then you go, mind you, you literally, I think Justin Fields had, 320. Caleb Williams had 350. And then I can't remember who else had it, but I mean, put your grandma out there. She would have got 360.
Malik Willis, Green Bay, he was over 3.
No. Malik Willis wasn't, but Malik Willis had an 80% completion percentage on our defense, on top of the fact that they had 150 yards rushing.
So he saw the playbook for like 5 minutes.
So mind you, AR right now, to me, was he playing bad? Absolutely. But this is nothing but him being a scapegoat, and that whole him tapping out whatever it was. It's a terrible look for him, absolutely. But that's exactly what they needed to try to sit there and say, we need to bring Flacco back in so we can make sure that we're mid enough to be picking 15 and 16 in the draft once again this year. Like I've never seen an organization be so okay and be so complacent with being the ultimate level of mid that they could possibly be.
Okay, but let me ask you a question, Chris. I understand where you're coming from, but if it's an accountability thing, are you still on this mountain? Are you still on this hill that you're on right now? If it's an accountability thing, because we don't know yet.
If it's an accountability for who?
For AR.
Okay, but the thing is, what are we holding him accountable for? Because the thing is, okay, so you mean to tell me that we're benching this guy who's supposed to be the franchise QB because of the fact that they're evaluating? Mind you, we're evaluating everything. He's perfectly healthy. Now, reprimand, something along those lines, absolutely. But you're benching him because of that?
So if it is an accountability thing, you think this is too harsh of accountability?
For me personally, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Because you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? You also have people right now whose jobs are on the line based on AR being in there. So, mind you, you have AR in the game. If the defense, let's just say, isn't doing well, mind you, this is a tough stretch of games. So this is another reason why I believe that they went ahead and did this, because they were just like, you know what, Flacco may give us a better chance. And like I said, AR gave them an out. If the defense doesn't deliver, Gus Bradley's out of a job, I'm going to say most likely. If for some reason this team doesn't look good during this time that AR is the quarterback, I'm almost willing to bet money that they get Chris Ballard the hell up out of there. And honestly, he's overstayed his welcome too. So, I mean, if we're being completely real, there's no way possible that we're going to sit here and talk about the fact that AR, mind you, and AR was the pick of Chris Ballard. It's not like we had to inherit AR to this team. We picked him number 4, knowing that he was raw, knowing that he only played 13 games in college, knowing that he had an extensive injury history. And yet we're just supposed to be like, well, he's played bad, so we got to go ahead and sit him. That's not what this is supposed to be. We knew he was going to have issues.
Go back and watch the game. Anthony played 10 times better than what any stat says.
Yes.
I honestly
played his ass off. I was at the fucking game. Played his ass.
He did. And he's been playing better. Now, he's still got tons of learning to do, still got tons of this to grow, this, blah, blah, blah. We all get it. But we're seeing the progression in his game, absolutely. So until they come out and say we benched him because of poor play,
never.
I can't stand on that hill because I don't think that is the case.
We're gonna get a lot of BS tomorrow. There'll be a ton of BS when they speak.
We are.
Malarkey.
We absolutely are.
This is what I'm gonna say, bro, and I'm probably gonna be the one that's the darkest. Barring any injuries, and I am the one that's the darkest, by the way, just on the panel. Anyway,
I was about to say that was a little bit more liberal than we thought, but hey, we're here.
barring any injury to Joe Flacco and a 500 record over the course of these tough November games, we will definitely not see Anthony Richardson for the rest of the season, and we may never see him suit up again. Let me tell you why. This is what I truly believe. For 2.5 years now, Pat, you've been hearing me say from all of the different podcast versions, all the different panels we've had on this show, at some point, Chris Ballard has got to pay the bill on all of these players that he has said, these are cornerstone guys. These are our guys.
Blue chip guys.
No younger. I think that we were 1 year too soon not bringing Phillip Rivers back. That's the most success we've had since Andrew Luck. Now you got Flacco sitting, waiting in the wings. You've seen what he did for Cleveland. You've seen what he's done with us. No way you fumble that same bag twice. 40 years, 39, almost 40, or fucking 50. I don't care. I got to see if this team, with what we have put around the nucleus, which was supposed to be Anthony Richardson, now switching to a new nucleus, Joe Flacco, Can this team win 10, 11 games, get a wild card berth, win a tough game on the road, get a little bit of depth in the playoffs? I have no idea, but I'm not going to find that out until I find that out. So, because if I still had, I don't fucking know, Jacoby Brissett, this is a definitely supreme bonehead move right here. Because that, to me, that's not much is going to be different. But Joe Flacco does give you a better chance to win based on what AR's put out there. I'm not denying that.
Okay, but is this team about winning this year, or is this team about winning futures?
Pat, no, it's winning whenever, because we haven't.
Clyde.
Fuck future, fuck tonight, fuck it's win because we haven't. Period.
So Clyde, let me ask you this: is this team with Joe Flacco at the helm? Can this team go to the Super Bowl?
I absolutely do not believe that.
Okay.
Because anything is given on any given Sunday, you can get fucking hot. You can look at Eli Manning in 2000, whatever that was, 8, 9, wild card Giants. Yeah, right. They should get booted. They go to the playoff. They go to the Super Bowl and knock off the undefeated Patriots. Could happen. What's the chances? Not betting on it.
So the thing is, and this is where I'm coming from, because of the fact that you know what you're dealing with when it comes to that. You know that generally with any quarterback that you pick in the draft, if they have a proven track record over some years, mind you, it's not like he had like the Joe Burrow-esque type resume where he's coming straight off a national championship. Even having some of these other quarterbacks like a Caleb Williams, where yes, he was good, but the thing is he had the Heisman, but he didn't necessarily have the hardware like that. AR didn't have any of those accolades. So when you pick him knowing that this isn't going to be a specific way that you're going to, or this isn't going to be somebody who's just going to come in and immediately make an impact. This is somebody where you're looking at, once again, best case scenario, he's able to get it from the very beginning, and hopefully the defense is good, and then we're possibly off to a great running start. Worst case scenario, it takes 2 to 3 years for him to develop.
Facts.
Now, mind you, that timeline cut drastically short last season, and then on top of that, that bleeds over into the offseason because he can't even do the mechanical things with his arm in the offseason because he's still healing.
Facts.
So that means now, if you were not sure about him coming into this season, Joe Flacco should have been out there from jump.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck jump. Joe Flacco should have been in the game after Anthony tapped out. Here's why I'm going to say that. And I'm saying that based on how it's being touted. If Mr. Accountability, our coach, Shane Steichen, is holding everybody accountable, he knows that's not something he's okay with. Don't be desperate to win this game so that you keep putting him back there. No, he made a mistake. He's going to learn from that. You speak about that after the game, and then you move forward with Joe for the rest of the game. That's what I felt should have happened, because I think there's more damage control being done now because of the way it played out. Because if Anthony gets us into field goal position, Matt Gay comes in, kicks it, ties it, we go into OT, in some kind of way we end up winning a game. Oh, he tapped out. But let's say Anthony is the reason we won the game because he has a drive that puts us into – are we in the same conversation? Fuck no, because Pat McAfee's whole thing was, oh my God, you're in the fucking divisional battle, blah blah, all this other bullshit, bro. It's week 8. Fucking relax. We didn't the division was not won into the final damn snap damn near last year between the Colts and the Texans. So let's relax.
Very last play.
Let's fucking relax on week 8 being, oh my God, this makes I know we're back in the standings, but the Texans could have a fucking epic drop off because you know what? The Jaguars did it last year.
Yeah. Right? And I mean, honestly, Stephon Diggs just got confirmed torn ACL. So Nico Collins is on IR. Like you're
be real, bro. Like this is punishment, and it's going to be detrimental punishment. Stephen Holder said this is not us. He said that his confirmed source said it's going to be spun as we're giving up on him as a franchise, but that is not what's happening. BS.
Of course, but that's media training. That's what you say to somebody to go ahead and save face. That's what you say after they've had a bad game, and now all of a sudden you're trying to find some way to justify it. And now you're going to say, no, he's a swell kid. We believe in him.
I got to get my AR5 next to 53 over here because he's fucking
Because like let's be like we really have to be honest. Like this is awful.
It's bad.
And
business.
honestly, it's just like it's awful. It's awful from the top to the bottom.
Meanie, be mean. Do some meanie shit. Be mean.
Man, I think this whole decision just reeks of Jim Irsay. The benching of him.
Where is he been?
And I think how Irsay looks at this is it's locker room poison. I think that's, you get the quarterback who's supposed to be your franchise dude, and he's like, I need to take a break and get a box of Juicy Juice, and then I can go play in a minute. Like, dude, you got guys out there. Again, like I alluded to earlier, Luck was out there playing with a lacerated kidney.
But maybe he
Peyton
should have
Manning.
himself out. Maybe they should have took themselves. Maybe
No,
Luck
he-
would still be
that's
here.
true. Yeah, we still have Luck.
He tapped out from football. He tapped out completely.
That's somebody posted something like, "Are we really comparing quitting when a guy retires before the season to I took a playoff?" I said, "Ooh, you gonna start some shit with this one?" I said, "Ooh, you gonna start some shit with this one?" Because man,
it's the same though. I mean, Luck quit forever. Anthony quit during the game.
Yeah.
he did, okay, let's chill out with the quit, man. Because to me, quitting is I don't listen. Whoever I'm about to go talk to, coaches, players, staff, bro. I don't want to be out there. I'm not coming back in there. Make up whatever you want to make up. I am toast. The guy that's actually trying to be humble and tell the truth
Yeah.
gets fucking obliterated for saying, "Yeah, I was a little tired, man. I needed a breather." Holy
Clyde,
shit!
Well, I get that, and I'm not
Damn.
upset.
Let's make him a liar is crazy. People are actually saying, "Just lie." That's insane.
Clyde,
I'm not
when you don't be
upset.
Gomer Pyle, bro. I mean,
I'm not.
you don't do the golly. He could have said that. If he just said that,
Crazy.
my ass is so tired after running around and getting chased because my O-line weren't blocking these guys.
Now he
I'm
really
so
looked like
beat.
a dickhead, right?
If he said that, a lot of people would have respected that more than, well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired.
I think
Yeah,
he would got roasted, Beanie, because he's throwing people under the bus.
Well,
That's
good
what
point.
happened.
That's a good
He
point.
would have got roasted. Hey, these dudes ain't blocking. I've been running for my life since we said hike. Okay, so fuck my life. What am I supposed to do today? Now, I think he would have got torn to shreds had he thrown the team under the bus.
I'm still
absolutely.
ride or die on AR though. I mean, I think we need to ride this kid and figure it out.
False. Yeah, big fact. Yes, we would definitely believe in him and stick with him. Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay, well, maybe we won't ride.
Here's the deal, man. Let's be 1,000%.
At least buy him dinner.
Here's the deal, and I think Chris, you spoke to this very well when we were in that X group. You do not see a situation when these young guys are benched like this for whatever the reason, and they come back and they have been re-blued, as we would say in the United States Air Force. Oh, they get it now. He's going to be riveting and his play is going to go up and all that. It just doesn't work like that. And unfortunately, it's the social media, it's the talking heads, it's all of the rumors, it's the death threats, the hate mail if it's gotten to that point. And I'm never going to test anybody mentally. My boy is sitting right here, my boy Martin. He'll tell you one thing I'm on the record for. I never call people soft in the situations of things I don't know. I.e., I've never played on that level. I don't know what it's like to get tackled. When I say somebody's soft, like the softest player of all sports I've ever called soft is KD for making a punk move, losing to the Golden State Warriors, and then joining them. I'll say you're soft or mentally weak because that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, oh, I can't beat these dudes. Let me go win championships with them. But to sit here and say, oh, this dude is soft. He got a soft mentality because he needed a knee is insane. That's crazy work, Pat. You know that, and
I never called him soft.
I didn't say that, but I'm saying that's
and I know, and I never will. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm still all in on Anthony. I really like the potential this kid's got.
You're never going to see him again.
You don't think so?
Unless there's an injury to Joe Flacco.
So you're saying this has now become a Trey Lance?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. Worst case, best.
I don't think we're there. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm with P on that one.
Worst case, but best case scenario. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, we're better off with Joe Flacco." Joe Flacco gets us to the AFC title game and we lose by 3 damn points. And Joe Flacco clearly states, I want to keep playing football. What do you do? Bye, Joe. You're turning 40.
Yeah, he's
Get the
getting a
F out of
starting
here.
job elsewhere.
I said it in the off. I said it in the off season. If Anthony goes down again for injury, I want Sam Ehlinger. I want to lose out. I want the high draft pick.
I need all of my time.
I don't want Joe in there. It's not going to do this team any favors.
Never
Winning 9 games.
Never
10 games. That's not doing us anything. So if I don't have my franchise quarterback in there, fuck it. Lose it all. Get me the higher draft pick that you can.
But that's what we can almost expect. We talk about Joe Flacco as if we're taking Joe Flacco from when he won the Super Bowl and just and then like teleporting him to this time like it's Back to the Future. Like, hey, Joe, how about you just led them to a Super Bowl? How about you go ahead and lead us in the season? No, that's not the way that this is. Joe Flacco as a starter for this team, because mind you, he finished the game in Pittsburgh as a starter for this team. He's 1-1. Yeah. He's 500 for this team. And mind you, on top of
Jaguars.
That, and on top of that, we still have to worry about this defense where we've said, oh, the defense has looked better. We played Miami with Pat's third cousin twice removed as the quarterback after Huntley. And then this past week, we're playing against Houston. And mind you, we always play Houston tough. We play Houston tougher than anybody in this division. Sure. And then now you're saying that he has to finish the season so that once again, we're going to end up 9-8 all over again. Now, mind you, there were people who were calling for Flacco before AR played this past Sunday. And my question to them was, what is your alternative if you're out on AR? Because no matter what, AR is going to be with us for another year, and then we're going to have 40-year-old Flacco. You don't go for anybody in the draft because, honestly, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, let's just say those are probably top 2 prospects at QB, and they're going top 5. And then on top of that, who are you going to get? Who's going to be our favorite? Quinn Ewers? No.
Cam Ward is still a prospect.
And he's a project. Somebody said Jalen Milroe. I'm just like, that guy's going in the 4th round. Absolutely not. He's Anthony Richardson with Clyde's shade with Clyde's tone of skin. That's all he is. So the thing is, if we're being completely honest, and mind you, there's no free agent quarterbacks coming this year. So we're literally going to have Flacco at 40, hoping that he doesn't get to the point where he throws his arm out, and then you have to give him Bengay and Metamucil at halftime. And then we're going to have to go and then hope that AR now is going to be able to come back in, and he's going to forget about the fact that he was benched. He was benched so that we could possibly be as mid as possible, going 9-8.
Pat, are you on daily Metamucil yet? You're old, not quite. Okay. Anywho, no, that's a great point. Great points, Chris.
You keep my age out your mouth.
Understood.
I'm not on Metamucil.
Man, look, this is. I had so much. I had a better version of myself prepared for this podcast before the news dropped. But now that the news is dropped, it's just to me. I feel like it's not even worth me going down that road. I honestly, like I said, I think this is the end of Anthony Richardson for the Colts. Somebody might take a leap on him. I mean, we might end up cutting him. I mean, we're not really losing much. I mean, if we cut him at the end of the year, we're not losing much.
But that's the thing. Anybody who picks him up now has the luxury of being able to potentially sit him,
protect him.
And then guess what? What he should have learned potentially through making sure that he's possibly getting practice snaps, because, and this was something else that I said, and you know what? I'm going to stick to this too. Honestly, I can see how he possibly didn't get better, because in Gus Bradley's system, the shit sucks. Like, it's just like, he's like, you're not going to get any better playing against our first team defense, because I mean, they're giving up shit either way.
Yeah.
So I mean, but the problem is that if for some reason, let's just say somebody trades for AR, you have the luxury of being able to sit him. You have the luxury of having him learn. You have the luxury of just going ahead and keeping him in tuck, basically putting him in the lab and eventually rolling him out whenever you see fit.
Michael Vick. I mean, Josh Allen. I mean, Michael Vick's career completion percentage is 56.8. His greatest passing season, 3,303 yards. His greatest TD passing season, 20. 44 point, I think 1% as a rookie in 01. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And he was revered up until, the bad things that happened with the animals and all that other stuff. But even coming out of that with, his time in Philly and it ended in Pittsburgh, moral of the story is people still thought Michael Vick, hey, I could win with this guy. Nobody expected. Oh, yes, we did. I'm sorry. It's the Colts. We expected Peyton Manning 2.0. We expected Andrew Luck 2.0. No, this is a whole different generation of quarterback. He's going to make mistakes. Cool. So what? Because that's what, as you guys have said ad nauseum, that's what's supposed to happen, but the crux of this whole thing is the builders, if you will, the foundation of this team. How was that? Then you add AR, because AR wasn't supposed to put you over the top, not with having all of this project to work, but the core of this team was supposed to put you over the top. The JTs, the Buckners. Oh, we got rid of this guy, but we believe in Z and EJ and all these other things that we done. We signed all our dudes back. That's what's supposed to get you through those tight games, and you help the young quarterback along the way. And at some point, he finally starts to click, and boom, we off and running. Maybe year 2, year 3 into his progression, but we'll never get to see that. I'm going to say it and I'm going to mean it. I don't think we see this kid play again. Because why? You got to think about the other 52 in the locker room. Yeah. Why you going to keep tossing them back and forth?
I disagree.
Exactly.
What's you going to keep tossing them back and forth? They got to get ready for. They got to answer questions. If Joe, do you want Joe to start over? No, nobody wants to do that shit. You're not going to put them through that. We've been there. We lived through that.
I really, the more and more it rolls around, I really think it was a move for accountability, and we see him right back on the field after this week.
Unpopular opinion.
I agree with him.
It might be, but
no. I'm saying I got an unpopular opinion.
Okay, but what better way to keep your locker room intact than your coach making your franchise quarterback take accountability for stepping off the field?
Yanked on the carpet.
I mean, it makes sense.
And now he goes back
I don't know if that's the way or not, but it makes sense.
But the thing is, we're talking frequently about accountability when we've seen, and mind you, that is probably honestly, that's egregious. It's out there, we see it. Accountability is lost on a lot of this stuff. Because the thing is, we've seen the defense not be held accountable. We have guys who are getting paid $10 million. Zaire is getting exposed damn near every week because he's not being held accountable. EJ Speed was over there missing tackles. Nick Cross was our leading, and I believe he still might be our leading tackler. I think he still might be top 5 in the NFL. You want to know why? Because the first and second level of our defense isn't being held accountable for missing tackles every game.
And I'm 100% in agreement with you, Chris. And this is the thing. If this is an accountability thing, you better tighten the reins on every freaking body. Because everybody has been jacking off this year.
Pat, stop it.
No.
Stop it right now.
Unpopular
opinion, Pat. We, unfortunately, are going to suffer from being better. Flacco makes his teams better. We're going to win. Next unpopular opinion. Everybody's all up in arms. Oh my God, the Lions are coming up. The Vikings are coming up. The Bills are coming up. Blah, blah, blah. Tell me, since you've been a Colts fan, and you can go recent, those are the games we show up for. When we're supposed to get smacked, those are the games we show up for. Yeah. We lose to Jacksonville every fucking year, whether they got 3 wins or they got 13 wins. We lose to sorry-ass teams like, oh man, the Dolphins could have beat us with your third cousin down the line or whatever, had we not made a play here or there. Those are the games we struggle with. I guarantee you, win or lose, you be like, damn, shit, that Lions game, we won't be 52-14.
Yeah, the Bills were the overwhelming favorite the last time we played them in Buffalo, and then we ended up James ran for 5 touchdowns on that team. Smoked them like brisket.
With Wentz. Those are the games the Colts show up for. And I am not fearful of this. Like, even if we go 2-2, even if we go 1-3, even if we go 0-4, those are the games that we're supposed to lose, so they say. But those are the games that we show up for. Where those games are, though all of our games here recently have been 1 scores, those are the ones you're like, no, we really, 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 really should have won that game. That's what you'll be saying. Unpopular opinion. So Flacco gives us a chance to win. I'm going to say that. So as a fan, still have to pull for him, but as what I am now, what I'm invested in with this podcast, our tailgate, being the season ticket holder, I am on the fucking fence, man. I am sick of this.
You should be.
I am sick of this fucking just erratic, egregious, asinine. People outside the organization are putting pressure on us. Let's make these moves types. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of it, bro. This is bad. This is bad. It's really, really bad. And you crush the kids, confidence. I'm not even gonna say that. Worse, you crush his progression because the snaps mattered. The game speed mattered. As Chris has said, you're practicing against the 28th overall defense. Great.
These dudes were bottom 5 in every defensive category for God knows how many weeks.
Awesome. Like, he's getting better every day in practice. Not really.
But I'm going to. But the thing is, I'm also going to go ahead and pivot. We literally have we have to. And Pat, we've hinted at this. We've talked about it kind of a little bit throughout the season. But we're just going to have to say it. Chris Ballard doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Uh-oh.
Chris Ballard doesn't know what he's doing. We are in year 7. This man finally drafted us a quarterback last year, and now you're telling me that he's benched because all of a sudden he went and he tapped out. This was the guy that he chose. This was his pick.
I mean, had to get water and swish his mouth. He about to get ready.
This is who we came to. Now the thing is, like I said, if for some reason we were a team that was ready to go out there and potentially compete for a Super Bowl, if we were potentially able to go out there and know that we could make a run in the playoffs, then you know what? Moving to Flacco, after seeing that, it might feel a little bit better. But the thing is, this team, you can't tell me by any stretch of the imagination that you can say with 100% confidence that whether it was AR actually playing up to what we believed he could be, or whether it was Flacco, that this is a team that we knew for a fact could potentially go and run the table and go into the playoffs and make a deep run. But now we have Flacco in there. And having Flacco in means that, guess what? We're going to end up being a team where from here on out, we're hoping that they can do well. We're hoping that they can do something. But we know that we have holes on defense. And now we don't know what's going to happen with the offense for the rest of the season because Joe Flacco is going to come in, absolutely. But if we've seen when Joe Flacco played, they're going to send hella pressure. And we're not going to be playing against Jacksonville's secondary. We're going to be playing against these teams coming up. The Vikings have a stout defense. The Bills have a surprisingly stout defense. Like Detroit has a stout defense.
Freaking awesome defense.
So the thing is, right now we know that we are going to have to go up against these teams, and we know that Joe Flacco, while he is a better passer, he also is a turtle going uphill.
Check that out. Poor play or not, Anthony Richardson beats Houston in week 1 if the defense does their job. Poor play or not, when Flacco had the opportunity, which he wasn't awful, but we had opportunity down in Jacksonville. Had the defense did their part and not let Trevor Lawrence get his fucking best game of his career at that point, we win that game. So we want to put everything on, the quarterback play is abysmal. This defense stinks. You want to hold accountability, get your fucking clone out of there. Get your doppelganger out.
You all know I'm in agreement with that.
Get Gus Bradley the fuck out of there.
I'm over Gus. I'm absolutely over Gus.
Oh my God.
But we don't know exactly the why on the benching yet. Is it the so-called poor play when it comes to stats? Or is it because he came off the field?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think it does. 100%. Because if they turn around and say we benched him for poor play, then I'm jumping on the train with you guys because that's the biggest dumbass boneheaded motherfucking mistake I have ever seen or any organization do. When you knew what kind of raw prospect he was when you drafted him, you knew he needed the reps. You knew he was young. You knew he needed to learn a ton.
But who's going to say that, Pat? That's why it doesn't matter. Who's going to say they're not going to come out and give you exactly what you want? So you're like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. No, absolutely not. This is Legos, buddy. So unless you're building an actual Lego set that's like a Hogwarts follow the color. If I build the house, I don't care if it's blue, yellow, whatever. He needed these building blocks. He needed them. Good, bad, and different. He needs them. And you took them away.
See, I'm more on the side that he tapped out.
Yeah.
And the reason for the benching. So you're saying you guys are more on the side you believe he's benched because of the poor play.
No, I'm on the side that he's benched because of the tap out. That's what I'm on. But
I'm on the side that they're trying to salvage. They were trying to salvage the season, and the tap out was what gave them the out.
500 ain't salvaging in my point. I think we're.
I don't think it's about salvaging the season. Again, I think the Irsay got his ancient backside all dusty and crusty and bound up, and that's why AR's sitting down. But I still go back to it, and I'm with Big P on this. I think it's all about the locker room and it's about the discipline. I don't think that Steichen or anybody is going to go tell AR, dude, you suck. Sit your ass down. We can't play with you now because you're not good enough. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're smart enough in this kid's development to where it was hey, you can't do this at this level. We need you to man up. You're missing a leg. Dude, you need to hop up to that huddle and you need to be ready to call that play. I honestly think that's what it is. And I think we're going to see him back with either next week or the week after.
Why would he learn that in 1 week, though, Manny? Let's be for real. Why would he? Versus telling him this after the game and having a whole week to practice and ensure that he understood that.
Clyde,
he's a younger guy, Clyde.
You are a top-ranked military member.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me a good ass chewing to one of your troops, some extra duty at night?
You've been out a long time, Pat. That's not.
Isn't going to snap at that dude too?
Absolutely not. Again, if my guy was mic'd up right here, he'd let you know this is not the military you remember. We do not think that coming at somebody like that is the way to do things anymore. So it's kinder, gentler, fucking military we're in.
So you're saying you're soft.
Call it what you want.
I'm just saying.
Okay, here we go, Pat.
Because when I went through, they didn't give rat's ass. If I screwed up, they jumped me.
My 2 cents.
Okay. Did you get your ass whooped as a kid? It's okay. This is a safe space.
My mama fought me like a grown man.
Excellent.
Yes, I got my ass handed to me.
Absolutely. Now, would you do the same to your children?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna Omaha you because I have to.
Oh, you want me to bring her down?
We need to run that DraftKings.
Moon Pie's even gotten whoopings already.
Put up a different statement. This is for.
Hey, you better not put a hand on my best friend.
Hey, our chat is going nuts. We need to show some love to the chat. Answer some questions.
One or two or 30 questions.
Sammy,
we got all the questions.
Sammy, scroll back as far as you can and start bringing up the first questions because this chat is on fire.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
All right. Chase says Richardson shouldn't have done it, but I think it's time to officially say Ballard needs fired. 1 playoff win with 0 division titles. Ballard has less than 50%.
And we know that. Okay. Next up.
Yeah, I mean, Chase, there's no answer to that question. You threw stats that are factual.
That's hilarious. Definitely not Mitch Trubisky ever. Next.
Don't disrespect him like that. I mean, I know he played the best, but
that was brutal.
Let me see what we got.
Protect him. Wide receiver needs to catch the ball. I'm not talking about JD.
The receivers didn't help him.
So you know what? And also, a quick aside, I think we also need to put some of this own dish on Shane too, because they
Absolutely.
had that man. They had that man airing the ball. I think for this past game, they had 7 of those deep throws where they said I think the most that have been done by any quarterback this season was by Pat Mahomes, and he did 5 in a game. You had that man throwing deep 7 times last game, as opposed to putting some short and intermediate passes. And we've talked about this week in and week out. And yet here we are, just overutilizing the fact that he can throw probably from end zone to end zone, but you don't have to do that damn near every single play.
Every play, right?
I've said from the jump, straight up, and Pat can attest. I've said from the jump he needs to be a football player. What does that mean? His first 10 snaps, JT run, AR run, JT run, AR run, AR run. Put him in a bootleg, throw something out, whether he complete or not, because he needs to be a football player. He needs to get hit. He needs to feel what's going on today. Okay, this is what this pressure feels like. Now let me get into a passing rhythm. You've seen every week you've tried to come out and make him a passer first. 1 for 7, 2 for 10. This week, 2 for 15. It's not fucking working. I understand we fear, oh my God, he's injured. But if you're going to talk about how dynamic he is and what he can do with his legs, well, damn it, let him do it. But protect him by getting him on the fucking edge. That's all I'm saying. Run the power play to the edge. Anthony, get 6,
Pull
7
the guard.
pounds. Period.
Yep.
Make
Absolutely.
him a football player.
Not going to disagree with you there. But let me ask you guys, before we go back to questions, let me ask you a question. Some older coaches that we know that are very good at this game. How do you think they would have handled Anthony coming off the field?
He wouldn't have came back in.
Okay. So you would have made him take that accountability right then and there.
Belichick would have set his ass down for the rest of the game.
Okay. So
And if I was the backup, I would have been playing. I'm like, oh shit, I don't even know the playbook. Get your ass in.
Now, I only bring this up because of what Chris just said. You know, putting up some accountability on Steichen as well, because this is his second year as a head coach. He's got some growing up to do too. His play calls have been
that was atrocious.
Down, if you ask me, from last year.
They're too exotic.
Yeah.
They're too exotic, man. You're doing too much.
Yeah, it's like when people make up those dishes and they're just like, oh, what's this? They make some fancy name, just be like,
it's spaghetti, bro.
This is Frank and beans. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this?
So tomorrow after practice, when they hit the podium, I want to see Steichen take accountability for his mishaps too, and his young.
He says that every week.
No, Shane is the one that takes accountability. The only one who doesn't is Chris Ballard.
Oh,
but,
bullshit.
We be asking.
He flat out tells you, I messed up on that.
Hey,
he's
Pat,
just not in front of the mic as often during the season.
Hey, Pat,
but he takes his accountability.
Hey, Pat, tell me if this sounds like a Chris Ballard line, and if it is, then just tell me that I'm spot on.
If you say I'm happy with our guys, I'm going to get shit. I'm leaving.
No, I'm going to say it like this. Just be like, you know what? I mean, cornerback is a tough position to play. I mean, you have to go out there every week. I mean, I think our guys, I think they did a great job of making sure that they showed up every Sunday. And it's just like we have some growing pains? Sure. But you know what? That's what you expect from guys who are learning and developing. And I love the progress that they made this year. And, going into next year, I feel like they'll be even more ready. Does that not sound like a Chris Ballard ass answer?
Oh, shit.
Yes, it does. But what's wrong with the answer is what I want to know from you.
But
what's wrong with that?
That's not accountability.
Every player comes into this league from college. Every player has to go through the growing pains. Every player has to get to the speed of this level.
Yes, they do.
There's nothing wrong with that question.
Ooh, Pat, you just walked yourself into an absolute hole right here. I'm going to tell you what. You talked about all the things they got to learn as a player. And so if they had an issue, whether they are coming out of college or they have been in the league, well, then guess what? They got to learn how to regroup and start over and learn how to be cultured the right way. So not taking guys because they're not what we like to say, oh, they're not Colts players. What does that even fucking mean?
Because they're not Eagle Scouts with 1,000 hours of community service.
They don't tackle, because that's what Colts players seemingly don't do.
And also going back to last week, everybody was excited about Grant Stewart. How many tackles did he miss for first downs this week? And that was another one of those guys.
That's how many.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I was there.
Like man went from 19 tackles last week against Miami to 6 total tackles this past week. And he had more than one that went for first downs.
It's because he went to Great Clips and got a haircut, dude. If he'd left the Samson hair alone, he's in fine.
We are conditioned to believe that this is the best that we can do, and this is the best that we're going to get, and it's just not.
We got 11 mil in the pocket right now, and guess who is not talking about moves or even? We keep bringing the same guys that we cut last week on the practice squad back to the practice squad, or dude that we cut a month ago, bring him back.
and 54.8 million in cap space going into next year, and I guarantee we only use about 3 mil of it, and then the rest is used for practice squad shopping spree.
Shauna draft picks. Well, here's the deal, Pat. Okay, because I have come to absolutely enjoy talking to Chris Ballard every year, and I'm not even bashing on him. But what I'm saying is, as he said, if he's going to hold himself accountable, like he said, oh, I messed up right there, you got to also look at how you approach things. If you're doing the same thing, expecting a different result, that's clinical insanity. So guess what? Scare yourself. Hey, man, it's free agents out there. Fucking close your eyes, roll some dice. We're taking him. I don't fucking care. He calls.
Okay, when that doesn't work out, like Tennessee, what are you going to say?
Because we're not building our whole team on these guys. That's the thing that I've always said since you and I. We're not going out every year and trying to bring 10 new dudes in. I want 2 in places where we need them. That's all I'm saying.
Like a cornerback.
Steve would have been great for us because he is a zone man corner. He would have been great for us. All the shit that we want Jalen Johnson just to know tonight, no. But Snead knows that. It would have been amazing. But if you go out there and draft these kids that are really good at what they do, they don't convert. Everybody talking about Kobe Bryant, not the basketball player, but Kobe Bryant from Kansas. Amazing corner. He's like Sauce Gardner. He wants to bump and run. We don't do that. Why bring him in here? Because he's going to learn he's going to forget how to play football. You want me to stand here 9 yards off the ball and then let him catch it, okay, and then come up and tackle him? But he already got 9 yards, coach. Yeah, but that's the play. That's fucking insane.
Bend, don't break.
That doesn't make sense.
Gus's strategy is bend and break.
Yeah, man. So that's where I'm at with that.
Roll
the comments, though. Let's get the comments and questions. Let's not do our fans.
We got to get out of here in 7 minutes. Otherwise, Pat's going to get his head slapped by Sammy.
I'm sorry, Sammy. It's my first day back.
That dude's got a hell of a right hook. I'm just telling y'all.
Yeah, he do. Okay. What else we got? Roll him up here, Sam. Here we go. Hey, Zach, that's my boy. Okay. Yep, I feel that he's gotten better. Drops is not lying. 7 drops is egregious for one football game.
100%.
That was well before he tapped out, by the way. So people talking about, this team quit on him. That's why he got sacked.
Hell, that could have been the reason he tapped out. Fuck it. My receivers can't catch shit.
Insane. And when I say they're just letting the DBs win, the first 3 PBUs were so like, go contest the ball. Don't let the dude come over your back and make the play. Like, shield him off, put your hands out, catch the ball. Anyway, roll more. I'm gonna bang my head against the wall. Fucking shit.
Blame Falco only makes sense because front office is scared they're going to lose their jobs, so they're trying to reach a win total.
Let him.
He might not be wrong, Sean. You might not be wrong, but if that's the case, that's going to piss me off because then we're stuck in the mediocrity of the 9-8 season. And we're in the 20s again in the draft. And who are you going to get? Nobody that's going to help this team.
A D tackle, because that's what we do every year. Okay, next, roll it again.
I like my D tackles, though. Keep getting them.
Here we go. How's it going to help? If we keep which is vitamins and okay, yeah. Well, I don't know, man. That's a loaded question. I really don't know how to answer that. They're gonna cut him, followed by Swift. But yeah, okay. All right. Well, he wants to blow the whole thing up. I'm sure a lot of people feel like you, Benjamin. Next slide. What else we got? Coach, I'm tired. Oh, Adam J. Okay, sit here. That's what I'm saying. I hope, anyways. Well, I don't know, man. Adam J. We discussed this in some text. You know how I feel about this. Terrible decision, but hey, you got to learn a lesson, right? Career killer. Next slide. He won't prove it for us, I don't think, Zach. Unfortunately, he might get a chance somewhere else. This might haunt him for years. Who knows, man? He might be an XFL guy. He might play for the San Antonio Brahmas. I'm down here in San Antonio. I will get season tickets to see my guy AR5 in a Brahma uniform. Next slide. Right, what do we got? Expand on that. I don't even know where we were, man. We won't see AR back next year. Won't be Flacco at 40. Are you saying you're going back? Here's what I'm saying. As I mentioned, best case scenario, which is the worst for AR, is Joe Flacco does exactly what the entire fan base wants him to do. He gives us a better chance to win. He wins. You don't get to the divisional round or hell, even make it to the AFC Championship, lose, right? And then say, man, we were so close and Flacco still wants to play and he can still do it. Going back to AR. Yeah, right. Next slide. There's no good QB. Absolutely not. You got Cam and Shador. Next slide.
Tank for Arch Manning.
Oh, that's 2
We'll
years.
be tanking for 2 years.
That's tough. Oh, man.
Dude, but it's Arch Manning. That'd almost be worth it.
You got to like chew like tobacco with an urchin in it for 2 years. That's going to be tough. Gum's going to be bleeding.
We'll do it, baby. We'll do it. We'll
Take one for the team, babe.
Absolutely not. I will definitely move on. I'll be a Lions fan for 2 seasons. All right, next slide. What we got? They right up north. Yeah. My girl, how you doing? No matter what, Teresa's gonna hold us down. We love you, girl. I've been starting shit on Facebook. Yeah, that's me. I ain't afraid of it. I mean, everybody talking. I'm gonna be a talking head too. The nerds with the mics. Everybody got something to say. That's fine. But thank you for holding me down every time, love. Okay, he's not gonna get his reps from the bench. So weird, lied to. I kind of like the injury report. Absolutely, Teresa. Next slide.
Yeah, we're liking.
JT felt great for 3 weeks and didn't play practice once. Next fucking slide. Ballard paid his guys and didn't address saying, yeah, absolutely, Chase. This is the common theme here. We just discussed that.
We know this. Ballard doesn't like spending other people's money like it's his money on the line.
Man, let me be the GM. I'm blowing that shit fast.
I'm saying by the end of every year, we will have $2 left.
37 cents.
And at least then we know that it will be spent wisely. And I won't be sitting here hoarding, talking about, well, you know what? And not only that, but at least we know that we're not going to be spending draft picks, trading back in the draft, and then getting rid of all the guys we traded back for.
They will say, Clyde, you signed 3 kickers from week 14 all the way to the divisional. I was not sure. We had money to spend. Next fucking slide.
Oh, yeah. News. Spencer Strader just got signed again.
Well, yeah, of course. But he just like, did you actually have 3 kickers in the game? Absolutely. The one guy missed, and we had another one, right? Like college, right? You just fucking have 78 players suit up. Fucking let's do it. I'm spending everything we got for fucking what? Why not? Win now or get fired. He's not gonna count that money once he doesn't have a job, right? So damn, maybe I should have spent the $54 million that Chris talked about next year. What else we got? Give me some more, Sammy. No, they don't. They never play well. Actually, Tyler, they never ever play well. I think you know that.
I think we blitzed twice last week, though, didn't we? So shit, that's 3 more times than we did the week before.
I think we had like 9 blitzes.
Do you know how absolutely infuriating it is to say that we blitzed twice last week? Like what is this, 1932?
Yeah. This is the thing. Bring that back up because this is the consensus here. That kind of makes that bothers me. So, they say, well, over the last 2 weeks, the defense has played better. I don't care who Miami started. And yes, CJ Stroud is a pretty solid quarterback. Playing better is one thing. Tendencies are the same as another. That's why I don't give this fucking team any credit. We still can't get off the field when we're supposed to. You still got guys staring in the backfield and like, oh shit, Stephon Diggs is 20 yards beyond me. Oops. What am I supposed to do there? Yeah, great fucking job. So we got the same tendencies. So when you say they're playing better, maybe you're looking at the score, maybe you're looking at total yardage, but look at how many first downs we give up. Look how long fucking drives are. Look how many possessions they have versus how many we have. Look at how many 3 and outs we don't get versus how many we actually provide for the other team. defense is not getting better. They make more mistakes talking about the offensive teams over these last couple of weeks than we've made plays.
All right. Yep. And that one, we got to wrap it up because we got.
Yep.
Yeah, we had that match.
I'm hot. Shit. I'm hot. Matter of fact, I was so hot I didn't even do. This is what we do to start the thing every time, fellas. So I'm gonna do it to close the thing. So it usually starts like this. This is the official sound of the Anvil, and we welcome you to the show. And tonight we're gonna close it. Okay, but before I do it, let's go ahead and hit our X handles and all that other stuff. Okay, did they come up still, or they did not come up? I don't know what they do anymore. Do they magically appear, or they don't appear? I don't know. Anyway, I'm at Colts Clyde on the X. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
CJ, where are you?
CJ Colts fan on Twitter.
Meanie, where are you?
I am at Blue Meanie Colts on the Xbox Twitter thing.
And my favorite worst handle ever, Big P.
Big P Colts, baby.
All right, man. And so now you're going to hear the official sound of the Anvil.
Your volume's really low, brother.
Third one kicked.
But that's because you were running your mouth, Pat. Anyway, Sammy, take us out of here.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Anvil Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.